Okay, hello and welcome to the Pine Barrens. Back at Sears-Bellows County Park again. We're going to do a little bit of Sears-Bellows, and we're also going to go to Hubbard, which is what we didn't do last time. But of course, we're going to first check out this amazing spot here, right off Route 24 here. And just looking at all these, oh man, all these great shapes, man. Oh yeah. Let's take a look at all that, huh? Look at those shapes, huh? What a beautiful day. Nice blue sky today. Looking at these delicious shapes here, man, I'll tell you. Oh, yeah. It's quite chilly this morning, though, but it should go up to around 60 degrees today. Yeah, look at those shapes here. Yeah. Yeah, they do have candles already, which is definitely early. Usually you don't see candles this far along, but because we've had such a mild winter and because it's been so warm this spring, we've got some candles out there. Look at that, huh? Yeah, I do absolutely love this spot. Alright, so first we're going to be heading to Bellows Pond. Unlike the last time, we're going to head up to Bellows Pond, then we're going to go to Sears Pond, and then we're going to go into Hubbard County Park. So it's going to be a nice long day here in the Pine Barrens. Now we've got some Atlantic white cedar here. Yeah, this place feels a lot like New Jersey, of course, you know. Alright, so we're going to be bearing to the left over here instead of bearing to the right because we're going to Sears Pond, excuse me, Bellows Pond first. So we bear to the left here. It's just a short walk that way. Oh, okay, this is Bellows Pond here. Absolutely beautiful. Bill Evans does not know what he's talking about. I got WLNG on. He's like, there'll be southwest winds today. No, we have west to northwest winds today. Oh my God. Look at this. It is cold over here, I'll tell you. Now, if the wind was from the southwest, it would be blowing directly at me, but it's blowing more from the west. So, this here is Bellows Pond, and it is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh man, look at that. It's just paradise. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that crystal clear water, man. Like a tropical paradise, right? But we're in the Pine Barrens, so. Oh, it's so amazing. But we've got another lake to check out, so let's head over to that one. That is going to be Sears Pond. So this is Bellows Pond right here. But it's really, look at that beautiful, beautiful water right there. All right, we're heading now toward Sears Pond. Oh man, look at these shapes, huh? Alright, before we get to Sears Pond, we will be passing by another little body of water. I forgot the name of it. It's actually a little cedar swamp in there, so you get to see some cedars like we're in New Jersey. This area really does remind me a lot of New Jersey. Got a lot of these classic pitch pines here. And of course, they come in some pretty interesting shapes. We'll turn off the trail here. Luckily, they've got this new trail here so we can take a look at this lake now. Forgot the name of it. You can see there's a lot of young Atlantic white cedars in here. With those shapes. Oh yeah. It's beautiful. See that tan color? It's the cedar water color that you get. That other lake had clear water, but most of these other lakes, especially where there's Atlantic white cedars, have the tea color that is more common in the Pine Barrens. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, huh? I don't know if I was going to even get back here, but I'm so glad I did. Well, I smelled fire. I smelled like something that burned, and this is actually an area that burned here. I don't know, it must have been a small brush fire here. Never heard about it on the news, you could see. I don't think it was a controlled burn. Who knows, maybe, we never heard about this on the news, that there was a fire here, but it's just a small fire in this area right here. You can see the charred ground over here too. So it looks like they did actually have a fire here. Either that or it's a controlled burn. I don't think so. Looks like a small fire. But yeah, it's good to see that and smell that smell. I always smell it in New Jersey. Fire is extremely important to the Pine Barrens, and we don't have enough of it here on Long Island. This probably was an uncontrolled fire, but maybe it was a controlled burn. Sure, it looks like a controlled burn because it didn't make it up to the crowns of the trees. So yeah, this might be a controlled burn here. It's very good. They're maybe starting to do some controlled burns here on Long Island, which is good. I don't know if that is or not. But it just seems kind of like it's confined to this area on both sides of the trail, so that's what I'm thinking. They might have done a controlled burn over here, perhaps. We should be at Sears Pond in about 7 minutes or so. Oh, I love the smell of that pine. Man, it smells so nice. It's been a while since we've been to the Pine Barrens, actually. It's been a long time, especially this far out. That's the sound of the wind right there. I had my music on, but I took it off. I listen to the music for a little bit when I hike, and then part of the hike I listen to the music, part of it I don't. Take it off now. I had to turn off. The reception here is not very good. I can't really pick up the Oldies 98. And I can't really pick up WELJ very well either. The only station that seems to have a good signal is WLNG, but unfortunately, Chris Buckout is not working today, and instead we got Bonnie, who's going to play nothing but like burned out songs. I don't need to listen to her. That station is ruined anyway. You know the way I feel about it. I've talked about it a million times already in the past. You want to hear oldies. They play some oldies, but you got a lot of stuff that you can hear elsewhere on the radio. Burned out classic rock songs, and I like classic rock, but I don't need to hear burned out classic rock songs. I'd rather listen to the sound of the wind anyway. So listen to this. I mean, anyway, I just like listen to music, so it's relaxing to listen to music when you take a walk, That's why I like it. If people understand that, that's fine. Very windy. Now, there might be a red flag warning in effect for parts of the area today. I didn't even check. That's a bit of a concern. I think we had enough rain here on Long Island that I think we should be okay. That's a beauty. It's a Jersey style right there. So we're taking this to the lake, and then we're going to go on a trail I haven't been on in I don't know how many years. Probably 5 years, I think, at least. Oh, that's a beauty. Look at that one there. That's what you call classic Jersey style, man. For sure. That's a beauty. Alright, so continue straight on this trail here. There's the sign. Sears Pond. When I walk, I generally listen to relaxing music. Well, sometimes fast music, but when music is off, we'll keep it off for a little bit, at least until we get to the Hubbard. I'll keep it off. It's just a shame about what happened with WLNG, and they always have stock market reports. Gotta get a certain demographic. I'll leave that stuff behind. You're gonna forget about all that stuff. You can hear the road a little bit in the distance. Route 24. We're not too far away from Route 24. Maybe a mile. It's that way. We'll be crossing over Route 24 to go into Hubbard County Park. Which is on the north side of Route 24. So I realize that it's a little out of the way here, but I'll go this way. Coming around this way. You can see some Atlantic white cedars here. And here is Sears Pond. Got there. That might be a red-tailed hawk right there. Almost thought it was a bald eagle, but no. Blended so well, I didn't even know they were there until they flew away. That is beautiful. There you go, look at Sears Pond. Absolutely amazing. I like when the wind comes across the lake like that, it just whips up. So cool. Anyway, we've got more to see, so let's get moving here, right? This is just amazing though, I'll tell you. We got a lot of flies, little flies. I hope these aren't little baby pine flies. Oh man, I gotta walk right through them, they're swarming. Oh, that's not fun. Alright, so we're gonna take a trail now that's gonna take us and hopefully deal with these flies. It's amazing because it's so windy that there would even be flies out here. Oh, there are lots of little ones. Gnats. Alright, it's this trail right here. So we're going to be taking this, and then we're going to go around the lake. It's going to probably be about maybe 15 minutes, probably maybe a little more before we get to the other side, and then get on this other trail. It's going to take us north. This is the trail I haven't been on in a long time. So I figured let's get it done today. Yes, of course, when you're hiking on a trail like this, because it gets a little narrow, you're going to make sure that you're sprayed down with permethrin. Fortunately, it's on my pants and my shoes, so hopefully it'll stop any ticks from getting on me. Because the ticks are out, and from what I hear, it's worse than ever. So, because again, warm winter. Those people who like warm winters, just remember what you're going to get when you have a warm winter. Lots of ticks. Very windy out here. Alright, here's some of the more Atlantic white cedar here. Atlantic white cedar. These classic pitch pines here. Listen to that wind. The viewpoint of the lake right here. This trail goes all around the north end of this Sears Pond over here. This trail gets a little narrow. It's a little bit of a narrow trail. It's not a, a wide path like the other is. This is more of like a hiking foot trail. That's more of a horse trail that we were on before. And I wonder how long these trails have been in existence, especially the horse trails, because back before they had paved roads on Long Island, that's how people got around. They got around on horse and buggy, on trails like, on paths like we were on before. That's exactly how it was before cars came along. Oh, we're going to cross over a little creek that actually feeds this lake. Go, there's a little bridge over it. Not stick around here because I see a lot of mosquitoes, so let's keep moving. It's a low, wet area over here. Mosquitoes and pine flies love that. Luckily, we aren't dealing with any pine flies yet. I should not have said that because I might have just jinxed myself. That's a big one. Plus News 12 South Shore. They, I'll give them credit. They went to the Pine Barrens actually twice in a row. One video they did in Quag, and then another video they did in Connecticut, but they were both on the South Shore. You know, they could come here. This is kind of the South Shore, right? Or is it South Shore enough for them? That's the thing. Or is it just a little too off the beaten path for them? Probably too far off the beaten path. Well, they don't want to go anywhere that really reminds them of New Jersey, so. Here's another view of the lake. Ooh, pine warbler. Pine warbler right there. That is why you don't want to go too fast, because those are very beautiful little birds. Pine warblers. And of course, they're called pine warblers because they like to hang out with pitch pines, of course. They're a very common bird of the Pine Barrens, both on Long Island and in New Jersey. Listen, you can hear their calls. That was quick. They're very hard to get pictures of, so I was really lucky. They're very quick. I hear them up in the trees. Here's another view of the lake looking back toward where we were. That's where we were standing right there. Absolutely spectacular, this place is. One more look at the lake before we head up. But this won't be the only time we'll be seeing water, because we're going to be looking at the Peconic Bay too. So excited. We're going to be doing a lot. I mean, to say that we're halfway done, all right, maybe we're almost, but probably not. You see, we're going to start making our way up. And probably about 5 minutes, we should reach that trail. It's going to take us north up to Route 24. And then across Route 24 into Hubbard. We should be there shortly. In a couple of minutes, I think. We got a little uphill, and then we make that right. Very beautiful place here. All right, it's going to get very piney as we head into this trail here that we're going to be picking up. It's actually, I've got a nickname for it. And we get to it, you'll see why. Actually, I think we're here. This is it. This is it right here. So it's pure pitch pine over here on this trail. Make a right over here. And I call this trail Great Shape Trail because there's literally nothing but great shapes, and it's pure pitch pine in here. So we'll probably be on this approximately for 15 to 20 minutes before we reach Route 24, which you can't even hear right now. You can see it is just nothing but pines in here. This is just amazing. Sometimes it feels like this trail just goes on forever. We're coming up to that area where there's like a little opening. And you're gonna start to see, I think it's over there. That's it, that's the spot right there. I'm gonna go in there, check out some of those pines. If we can get in there. Spot here, it's like a little clearing with nothing but, I mean not a clearing, but it's like there's nothing here, there's no brush, it's just pine trees. You can see we got some real beauties in here too. Starting to hear the road a little bit, so I don't think we're too far. Oh, there's another area. There's another area off to the right. Okay, so we gotta go. Actually, this might have been the area I was thinking of. Actually, it wasn't that other area. It's this one here. Oh, it's this one right here. Oh yeah, this is the one I'm thinking of. Now this was the area I was thinking of. It wasn't that area. This is the spot. This feels just like I'm in New Jersey over here, man. Oh man, this really feels like I'm in New Jersey. Oh man, look at these shapes. Oh yeah. Yep, this is the kind of area I'm talking about right here. You can see you got reindeer lichen. You have these areas in New Jersey are very, very common. Long Island, not so much. I mean, we have some of them. This is one of the few areas we have that really have these mature pines with nothing growing here except for the pines. Yeah, this is real special right here, I'll tell you. There, I got to remind myself of that. So, I mean, just look at this though. This is really, really freaking amazing. This really feels like, I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. It feels like you're really in New Jersey over here. Yeah, we can't be too far from the road because I do hear it, but man, might have to go out the way we came to get over to the back over to the trail. But this is just an incredible area right here. Just walking through nothing but pines here, and these are just the kind of areas that you find when you're in New Jersey. Very common to find areas like this where there's just nothing but pines here, nothing but mature pines. You got reindeer lichen here on the ground here. Yeah, I don't think I ever went this far into this area before. This is pretty incredible. Oh, man. Oh, we got some crazy ones in here, too, of course. Yeah, this is a pretty incredible area. Alright, I'm back on the main trail now and should reach the road in about 10 minutes, I would think. Oh boy, this place is just lots of beauties here. I see the road in the distance. It's It's almost out. Alright, so the road is coming up. So we're a little behind schedule. I wanted to get here, I guess, about 15 minutes before I actually did, which isn't terrible, I guess. And you get slowed down by all the stuff you see along the way, you know. That's what happens. Yeah, I think you can see the cars in the distance there on the road. We are almost out of here. But we cross over and we go into Hubbard. And you can see there's the road there. So we wind a little bit this way, curving a little bit west. There's the bus. See it? There's an arrow. It says Spinney Road. We're not going that way. We're going this way. Going right across. This trail will take us in across this road here, which is Route 24, New York State Route 24, into Hubbard County Park. Well, there you go. There's the sign. We cross over and we go into Hubbard. Look at those beauties. Let's cross. Gotta be real careful crossing here. That's a beauty right there. All right, back into the woods. Now we are in Hubbard County Park. And you get to see the bay. Peconic Bay. Dragonfly right there. Dragonfly. I haven't been here in so long, I don't quite know my way around. So I'm not going to be shooting a whole lot of video here because I got to think about where I'm going. You can clearly see you got some really big beauties here. But I think I got to make a right. Well, here's one of the viewpoints. Look at this beautiful lake right here. Wow. Check this out. There you go. There's the view right there looking out to where we're going to be going. That's the Peconic Bay right there. All those ponds. Got a lot of wind here. Very windy. Lots of old pitch pines here. Yeah, it's a beauty, all right. I think I see an osprey around here, flying around. Don't be surprised if we see some. Look at that one. That's a beauty. Something I definitely don't like seeing. Southern Pine Beetle damage to that tree right there. Yep. Needles have all turned brown. There's been a lot of Southern Pine Beetles in this place, unfortunately. It's really sad to see what's happened. But here's another view of another beautiful body of water right here. These are tidal wetlands over here. This. We're getting into another really piney area. I can see that they've done a lot of beetle eradication efforts. At least they're doing that. Trying to save it, you know. It's a beautiful, beautiful area here. Shame here. We've lost a lot of pines here. It used to be a lot more pines in this area. You can see there's another one over there that's getting infested. This is what happens when you don't have fire in the pine barrens. You know, and you have climate change. You have those two things that are working against the pine barrens here. We're going to lose a lot of these beauties if we don't do something. It's just sad. This is the not so nice part of this hike. That's part of the reason why I haven't come here, because I know this area got devastated by the beetles. They had to cut all these trees down. But what they need to do is they need to do some controlled burns. You know, New Jersey is not having this problem. All right, they're not getting affected as bad because they do controlled burns. Some more big beauties. And yes, yesterday was Earth Day. course, I wish I could have taken a hike on Earth Day. We're a day late, but it's Earth Week, so... You know, this is exactly the kind of stuff that we have to protect. This is the most important thing on Long Island. It's a shame. This used to be such a beautiful place. But this is because of climate change. Lack of fire, but also climate change. Because if we didn't have climate change, this was another tree dying, all right? This is because the beetles, which would normally be killed by bitter cold weather, which we're supposed to have in the winter, we're not getting that bitter cold weather anymore, and the beetles survive. They're called Southern Pine Beetles. They're not native to this area. They came from the south because of climate change, because we're having warmer winters. Okay, so we're going to make a left, and then we're going to head north into this area that I call Pine Island. Well, it was Pine Island, as you'll see. A lot of the pines are gone. There used to be so many trees here. This is climate change right before your eyes, and what really upsets me is that people, you got people that deny it. You know who I'm talking about. I don't want to get political, but I mean, come on, the science is right here. Look at this. All these trees dead because of climate change. The whole spot used to be full of trees. Now look at it. And without the trees to hold this together, this is all going to eventually go underwater, especially as the sea levels rise. It's a shame this area just looks wrecked. It just looks wrecked. And now without all the trees here, all the other trees are exposed to the wind, coming in right off the water. I want to show you what climate change has done here, you know? And the fact that some people, they don't believe in it, really pisses me off. Well, you know, you have people who just don't believe in science, you know, unfortunately. I don't even recognize this place. It's like an alien landscape. Oh, I knew this area got hit hard, man. I was here, I knew it got hit hard, but man, I had no idea it was this bad. I thought I was supposed to make a left. This is pretty sobering. This is one of the worst Southern Pine Beetles. In fact, this is one of the worst that I've ever seen it. This whole area was full of pine trees. Look at it. It's like gone. All you people driving gas guzzlers, how do you feel contributing to this? Your huge pickup trucks, SUVs, all you right-wing people out there, fast 4 years of Trump contributed to this. How do you live with yourselves? Sorry, but I had to throw that in there. This is the future of the earth, folks. At least New Jersey's will somehow be able to manage because they do the fires. But here in Long Island, we don't do them, so this is what happens. It's pretty sad. It's pretty damn sad. Now I know I didn't want to come here. That's why I've been not coming here for a while, because this is just breaking my heart. This is just devastation. Has News 12 come here and showed this to you? No, they won't show this to you. A certain demographic, Wall Street wants you to keep burning fossil fuels and destroying this planet. It's going to open up into a beautiful view of the Peconic Bay. I don't know what these boats are doing here. Very sad sight to see. That's why I didn't want to come here. I didn't want to look at that. But I had to show it to you because no one else is, unfortunately. But we are in a climate crisis. Oh, Heartbreak. I should have been paying attention. Eventually, the area we're standing in is going to be underwater due to sea level rise. It's very muddy here, unfortunately. It's already like we're barely above sea level here. It's a great white egret. Seriously, how does this stuff wind up here? How did it get? It probably washed up here. This probably was flooded and all that stuff washed up. It's going to happen more and more due to climate change. least we have some pines here still. Wow, listen to that wind. Coming up on the beach. I haven't been here in a long time. I think the last time I was here it was like a bitterly cold and Peconic Bay had frozen over. I remember that. That was the last time I was in this spot. I remember now. AKA the good old days when bays would freeze over. Looks like it's low tide. Shells here, huh? Got a lot of beautiful shells here, look. Well, these must have washed up at high tide. So many shells in my life. Peconic Bay, absolutely beautiful. Paradise, man, I'll tell you. But I'm gonna start heading back. It's a horseshoe crab. I don't know if it's alive or not. Probably not. Might be alive. I don't know. It's not moving. Probably not. Let's see how prehistoric that thing is. Look at that barb. Nothing we want to mess around with. I don't know if it's alive or not. I'm not bothered if it is. could mess you up. There you go. Beautiful beach here. I'm going to head back. And we've got a little bit more of this video to go, and that's it, because my battery is low. So, well, at least we've got a few shapes here to look at still. There's some beauties. Still a good amount of this beautiful pine grove here. Oh man, we got to save this for sure. This is just priceless beauty. We're almost at the path now, the paved road that will take us out. We're on the paved road. Unfortunately, I can see some beetle damage here. Still got plenty of great shapes though. Here we go. There's Route 24 right up ahead. There you go. There's Hubbard Park. There's the sign for Hubbard Park. And we're just about ready to wrap up this video. That wraps it up from here at Hubbard County Park, Sears-Bellows. I apologize there. The video did cut off at the end, the battery, and the camera just wouldn't stay on. But great hike, but a reminder of what we can lose due to climate change. And really, you know, the whole seeing so much of our pine barrens on Long Island being affected by these beetles is very disturbing and upsetting. And you know, we'll have to, you know, I mean, this, if anything gets me off Long Island, it would be the loss of the pine barrens, because without the pine barrens, there is no reason to live on Long Island. So let's hope we can stop these southern pine beetles from spreading. And we need aggressive treatment, fire treatment by the state. It's the only way we can stop it. So that wraps up this video here at Sears-Bellows County Park, and of course Hubbard County Park. This is the second and last part of this video. I did wind up getting on Route 24 here. I had to walk a little bit. The bus had actually the bus was running late. I could have made it, but it's not really a bus stop, and I wasn't gonna try to flag it down. So I had to walk over about a mile down the road and get on the next one, because it was passing by. But I still wasn't done taking pictures yet in this area. Even along the road, it's beautiful, beautiful area here. As you could see some pictures, absolutely beautiful scenery that is priceless, and we need to do everything to protect. So that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you for watching, and remember what it's all about. It's all about those great shapes.